God, it's so nice to be able to talk about movies of quality again.
Tea?
Relic is directed by Natalie Erica Jones. It stars Robin Nevin, Emily Mortimer, and Bella Heathcote, and it tells the story of a mother and daughter who go to check on the aging matriarch of the family after she's been missing for 3 days. And what follows is a grim and deeply upsetting allegorical horror story with a heavy focus on the horror of decay. Relic is a movie that had a lot of hype behind it. I had heard pretty much from the jump that it was being compared to Hereditary, to The Babadook, and all I've heard was how terrifying it was. Having seen it, I can see brief elements of those things, but Relic is a film that stands on its own and has its own shortcomings and successes and shouldn't be compared to films like that. Just because it's a horror film with an allegorical nature doesn't mean it's anything like The Babadook or Hereditary. In fact, I wouldn't even compare those two films to each other at all. Because outside of this film knowing what it's about, I don't see it. It's a horror film for sure, but it's one where I found the horror a lot more grim and deeply sad than scary. The atmosphere of this film is tonally flawless, and it crafts a feeling that I've only felt in Verbinski's The Ring. Going off that theme of decay again, there's a lot of muted, muddy colors that contribute to that feeling of rot and ruin. And that definitely spills over into the production design, where Edna's house is this tight, hoarder's wet dream of antiques and old memories. Hallways are cluttered and feel tighter. There's a lot of black mold on the walls to the point where it's obscuring the lighting. The house overall feels like an oppressive entity in itself. The cinematography is amazing, using a lot of tight shots to only further convey that claustrophobic atmosphere. Natalie James knows just how to hold a shot and when to cut it. And there are a lot of moments where you think you'll notice something in the background, and right as you catch it and you start focusing in on what it is, it'll cut away. And that just heightens the tension exponentially because you know there's something there and you don't know what it is. Emily Mortimer and Bella Heathcote are both fantastic in their roles as the daughter and granddaughter respectively, and both do a really good job at portraying the horror of being in a situation like this. Emily Mortimer constantly seems like she's at her wit's end, and Bella Heathcote does a really good job at portraying the hopeful granddaughter who's being very quickly hit with the harsh, horrifying reality of the situation. But the real standout is Robin Nevin as Edna. This woman just absolutely kills it here. She's unnerving and sad and scary and lovable. You'll be watching her having a heartfelt moment with her granddaughter in 1 second, and then the slightest micro expression on her face will change, and suddenly you're afraid of her. It's such a powerful performance and a very real-world issue, and it asks a lot of any actor, and I gotta commend her for really delivering on it. What Relic ultimately succeeds in is being a grim, haunting, slow burn of a film that explores the horror and tragedy of watching a family member or a loved one fade away before your eyes. As someone who lost a grandfather to dementia, there's a really bleak honesty to this movie, and it captures that unfamiliarity and that horror and that sadness so well. Familiar places suddenly feel strange. Home doesn't really feel like home anymore, and suddenly your loved one's moments of lucidity are more and more infrequent until the creature that you're staring at doesn't even look like them anymore. That's the beauty and tragedy of this movie. It's an in-depth, allegorical view of decay through the eyes of a beloved family member, and the trauma that inflicts on those who witness it. I'm not going to sit around and explain the movie or tell you what was real and what wasn't or what it all means. Figure it out for yourself. Where's the fun in that? I'm just going to say that Relic is a must-see. It's sad and creepy and beautifully made, and I honestly can't wait to see what Natalie James does next. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, click down there. Like, comment, subscribe. There's a Patreon link down in the description if you want to donate to this channel, help us grow, make new, better quality content. You can be like any of these cool people right here, and there's all sorts of cool new rewards that you can check out, anything from access to my private Discord server to gifts sent right to your door once a month. If any of that interests you, please consider donating. I would really appreciate it, but even if you don't, thank you so much anyway, and I'll see you all very soon.
This house seems unfamiliar.